Hi everyone, welcome to another issue of Beer and a Board Game. Trying a slightly different format this time. Hopefully, it's a bit more understandable. We are once again playing Star Trek Attack Wing. Going to be joined soon by Glenn Thomas. He's been playing for a few years. He's a fairly prolific war games player. But firstly, I am going to show off what I am playing. We're going to be playtesting the yesterday's Enterprise scenario, as I have an OP tomorrow. Um, and yeah, let's see how this all goes. So my first ship is the USS Lakota. It's actually going to be represented by the Enterprise C model that I bought. Um, that is captained by Mr. Spock to give him an extra action, and has both Type 8 phasers and upgraded phasers aboard. As a crew, it has Dimitri Valtain and paramagnetic hull plating. So that's sort of going to be my fairly heavy hitter ship. Second ship is going to be my damaged ship, and this is a Type 7 shuttlecraft. As I understand, this has been used quite frequently by the top tier lists in this OP. It's captained by Maxwell Burke. He's only there because he's the 1 point captain, nice and easy to get in. Third ship is the USS Hathaway, again very common in top tier OP builds. William T. Riker is a captain. This is the one that came on the Hathaway. So he gives me +1 attack, +1 defense, as long as the opposing ship has a higher hull value than me. That also has a Type 8 phaser array and warp jump, so hopefully it should be firing 5 attack dice, and warp jump will just get it to where I need it to be, or out of firing arcs. And my last ship is the USS Prometheus. That has Jean-Luc Picard. This is the starter set version of Jean-Luc Picard aboard. Maxwell Forrest is an admiral, a tactical station, and Elizabeth Lentz, who is a card I don't think I'll ever use again, but I had a point to spend. And in this OP scenario, it's useful to have things, or you have to have half the cards on each ship disabled, so that's what she's there for. So next up, we'll show off Glenn's cards. Now, so I am now with Glenn. This is first time on our channel, but I'm sure he'll do fine. So if you would like to just go over what's in your fleet, Glenn, and then we'll start doing the game properly.
Okay, so I'm just going over a small 3-ship Dominion fleet. I've got a standard Keldon class with Fop Brown as its captain and a cloaking device. It's going to take the role of my damaged ship. Trying to stop itself getting destroyed while still being able to fight back should the need arise. Then I've got a 2nd Division cruiser, Golda Cart, because he's a great captain. Gun with Dread for the extra bump in the captain skill and maybe removing another captain if I need to. Mahika for the extra, for the blank conversion with the focus battle stations, because that's what the card likes to do. And Modiclan for some extra shots. He's done me very well in OPs before, and Shroud lets me do that twice. Then I've got a standard Jem'Hadar cruiser as well with Wayun 7. It gives me an extra pair of crew slots and knocks a couple of points off them as well. With Siscal for more shots and the shield to go on. A Modiclan for a free hit and the Breenade for a free hit with a scan.
Brilliant. So yeah, we're going to start doing the setup in a minute. But just to explain the mission, we each have a damaged ship. That ship has to get into a subspace vortex, which is over the other side of the table. The ship itself isn't allowed to move more, for any upgrade or any reason, move more than 3 or do any additional moves or be removed from the play and placed somewhere else. However, the cheeky thing that I'm planning to do is to use a shuttlecraft and dock that into another ship which can do all of those things, which I basically just really want the prize.
Fair enough.
And yeah, other than that, each ship has to have half of its upgrades turned over until the small ship goes into the vortex to represent sort of time changing. And the small ship or the damaged ship starts damaged, so it has a crit token next to it and has 1 damage card assigned straight away. And I think other ships can take damage for it as well. So if there's something flying along next to it,
yes,
you can assign that damage to the ship next to it. But yeah, I will now start the game properly. Setup is now done. On my side, just looking at it like that. That's my terrible shorts. So Shuttle's here in its little zone. Prometheus there, Hathaway, and the Lakota, which is actually the Enterprise C. And Glenn's setup is a lot like that. So he's got his Kelvin class down there with his two cruisers coming straight for me. So we will now start the game properly. I'm sorry about my hands being in the way. But yes, we'll start putting the dials down now. Obviously, I put a hour timer down for the game, which is on the screen, so you guys should be able to see it. Yeah. You haven't played many OPs recently, have you done? So
No, I've had a bit of a break.
You planning on coming back at any time soon, or?
Yeah, I should do. The new edition sounds quite good.
Yeah, well, if it pans out great, which it looks like it is, and we'll hopefully discuss some of those cards later. Just to point out, your small ship needs, or your damaged ship needs a damage card, as does mine. And you ready with the dials? Cool. So my first move is my shuttlecraft, doing a 2 forward, which pushes it into contact with the Prometheus, and it will dock. So that then goes there, and the Prometheus takes a Orcs token for its troubles. Following that, the Lakota is going to move, doing a hard 2. Sends it off in that direction, and that is a red maneuver, which gives me an Orcs token. And then the Hathaway is also doing a hard 2, which should be right next to the Lakota. But that one isn't a red maneuver, so I will take a battle stations as well. And I just realised a mistake I've made, which is going to be really good. However, you're 7 and 2 9s.
Yes, so we'll do move weight first. It's going to take a bendy to just glide menacingly out of the starter zone.
Cool.
Now, take that station just in case.
We'll probably end up moving the camera up as we get closer to the target.
Kelvin's going to do a free. That is unfortunately the fastest is allowed to go. And then it will just disable its cloaking device to hide, as it were.
Cool.
That's 1/9x as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is, because I have got Admiral Forrest on board the Prometheus, making it a 10.
It's pretty fashion. And Descartes will also swoop around. And he will do 2 actions.
Okay.
Because he gets a 3 battle stations.
So the Prometheus should have done a 2 forward, really, because I need to clear that Orcs token. It's doing a 6 forward, which it might clear. Yeah, that'll probably do it. So you got a spare 1.
No, I don't have anything on us. I will do.
So that comes off there. So it's to the
end.
Right, and I also can't find my 6 forward manoeuvre at all. Luckily, it's just adding. No, that's going to bump.
Going to bump.
Okay, so put that one back. In my initial plan, which I should have followed through on, I'll take that.
So we don't need these.
Yeah, they're just there to mark out a complicated deployment. Which I really should have followed through on and didn't, was to do a 2 forward, because then I could clear that Orcs token, which now I can't do. till next turn. It's not costing me a lot of my movement, but it's just going to slow me down later on. So that keeps its Orcs token, that has its Orcs token. To show what's actually happened, because that wasn't even on screen. Okay, so on to the next round, I guess. Let's see if I can clear the mess I've caused myself. Right, so my 6 moves first, assuming you're ready.
I am indeed.
Cool. So my 6 is doing a 1 forward, clearing its Orcs. And I will follow that up with battle stations and a scan. Following that, the USS Hathaway is a 7, and that will do a 1 forward. No Orcs to clear there, but it's a nice distance. That will do a battle stations, and then the ship's ability is to do a free action from its action bar at the cost of an Orcs token, which will be a target lock, I think. This. So that is not in range for a target lock, which means it will do an evade. Okay. So following that, it is your 3 ships.
So Wayun. Come around. And I think she will scan. Scanning battle station.
Okay.
And then the Calvin curve round. I wasn't quite sure if he would hit the cot from that angle. And I think I used the reaction to repair the Calvin as well.
Okay. And then finally,
the cart comes round.
you know that prank when you try to sit down and someone steals your chair?
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay.
Why,
the opposite is about to happen to
is
you.
something terrible about to happen to me?
No, just the opposite of that prank. You're going to turn around and find that somebody's put a chair there.
Nice. And the cart will lock there.
Okay, so next is Picard on the Prometheus. Actually succeeding in his 6 forward this time. So
we haven't done. We haven't flipped half of our upgrade cards over.
we haven't. So I will do that now.
Is it rounded up or down?
I'll assume rounded down for now. I actually don't know, and I haven't got the ability to look up the ruling on it. So Elizabeth Lentz will be down on there. Warp jump on the Hathaway.
Rounded up.
Is it rounded up?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I've only got 2 on each anyway. Oh, actually, I've got 3 on this one. So parametallic hull and Dimitri Valtain on the Lakota. Okay. So Prometheus keeps its Orcs token, and the combat phase will begin. So highest is Picard on the Prometheus. He doesn't get to use anything because he's not in arc to shoot anybody. So next is Ducat.
Yeah, he's not, isn't he? So Ducat will fire on this skill 6 ship here
Cool.
with 5 shots. Because the monocline and the shrouding has to be turned upside down as per the mission's rules.
Okay.
So battle station's a target lock. Bohica lets me convert that, and I can spend the token to convert that. 5, 6.
5 hits. I have 1 evade on there, which hopefully will work, but it doesn't. So that is all 4 of my shields and 1 point of damage to the hull. So next to fire is the Hathaway at skill 7.
Yes.
So that has 3 shots normally. It has type 8 phasers, giving it a 4th shot, and because I'm firing at a ship with a higher hull value than mine, I get a 5th. That will be targeting Wayoon.
No way.
So that is 2 hits and a crit. I have no target lock, but I do have an evade token, does nothing. So you've got your 1 evade.
No way does indeed. Which he'll just take all 3 hits.
Okay.
So 3 out of his 4 shields gone.
So following that,
He gets to fire. And he's going to fire on the same target as the car.
okay, never a good thing.
So 5 shots. Battle stations. He gets 1 conversion from the Mediclan, and the spends the battle station.
I don't think I can defend that. 1 evade, successfully evades, but I've only got 4 hull left, so its first game, the Lakota is destroyed. Okay, that's your target lock back.
Oh, it is indeed.
And that's the end of the turn. So clear up phase, they go away. If I've got the shuttle, it's still going to be able to get off the board. So that's destroyed. Not ideal. This will have to do a different maneuver. Cool. So first to move will be the Hathaway. Clearing its Orcs token. And that will battle stations and perform a target lock on the battle cruiser. Or on Wayoon's battle cruiser, sorry.
Wayoon's cruiser.
Okay. So
Cool.
your 7s.
So the Cullen. Pop Mary along. And we'll battle stations.
Okay.
Then Wayoon's cruiser. It's going
So that's
to
full about.
Delightful. Of course, what is not going to be delightful is spending the rest of the game trying to turn around again. But we can deal with that when it comes to it. And Ducat will do the same.
Okay.
Give himself one of those.
So the Prometheus is doing a 2 forward, which clears its Orcs token. It is then going to do an evade, was as Picard's free action, followed by the Prometheus doing its own action again, which is a 2 forward. It won't be a 2 forward, it will be a 1 forward. What will it be? Because I've also got other forest in there and could do that. Which actually brings me back in the fight a little bit. Yeah, I'll do that. I found out I'd messed up badly on the shuttles and never been watching the front or something. However, that's for later. So, unless you've got a plan to shoot or harder, which you don't have the guy on your ship yet. So the Prometheus fires first. 5 shots normally.
Yep.
You've got your cloaked.
Yes.
So I'm not going to use anything to upgrade that because I'm not. I'm not modifying that roll. However, that is a hit and a crit.
Cool. And a crit. Do you want any more green?
Yes, I do. I'll put them away. I wasn't expecting a cloak ship. But you get. Oh, actually.
+4, isn't it?
It's +4. It might be range 3. No, it's range 2.
Cool. So, 5 evades. So I get 3.
So you are fine. Following that, the Clark gets to attack.
Yep. So he's going to turn and he's going to fire 6 rounds into
the Poor Hathaway.
To the Poor Hathaway. No modifications, however, because I can't do actions.
Fair enough. Your rolls are pretty good normally anyway. A crit.
A crit.
I have 1 evade, added 1 because Riker is defending against a ship with a higher hull value. I still fail to evade. I will just take that hit. Okay, next up is the Hathaway.
Yep.
So that's going to fire at your Kelvin as well. It gets 3 shots normally, type 8. You'll have 4 hull, I have 4 hull, so I don't get anything additional for Riker. And that is 3 hits, and I will keep it at that because I think I could probably use that evade when you shoot back.
Cool. I'll spend the battle stations.
Okay. And then you've got your 2 other ships to fire as well.
Cool. Wayun's going to pop into the Hathaway again. 6 shots at range 1. He does get a conversion this time. That was on one of my ships, wasn't it?
Yes, it was there.
6 hits.
Nice. This is why I kept that battle stations token. So, 2 evade, 1 succeeds. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to be left on 1 hull. 2, 3. There we go. Okay, and then you've got your Kelvin to fire.
Which it's not going to.
Okay, I suppose that'd be closer, doesn't it?
It would, yeah, and make it a lot easier to kill.
Yes. So on to the next round, just to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Launching a shuttlecraft. During the planning phase, a player may launch a shuttlecraft from the docking ship's card and place it in the player within range 1 of the docking ship. He then separates the docking ships. Okay, so yeah. And both ships take an Orcs token, but I really don't care about that bit. So the shuttlecraft is dropping down there. With that, both ships take an Orcs. That's not really the end of the world. And then dials for me. So that should come off as should that. Riker really just needs to do a runner. Okay, so first thing to move is my shuttle, which I'm put a dial down for. But
it's going into the
it's doing whatever. It's doing a 2 forward, which will clear its Orcs, but doesn't really matter, and then it disappears off the board. I will leave it there to represent the points have been scored for that. Following that, the Hathaway moves. Oh, cards flip over, of course. So
for you, yeah.
I get random woman back on the Prometheus, who was there because I had a point to spend, and Hathaway gets warp jump back, which I should have really considered I had. So Hathaway does a hard 3. An Orcs token, and yeah,
Pretty neat.
your 2 7s.
Cool. So the cruisers are just shifting forward ever so gently. Because they don't want these anymore. Which is fair enough, I think. So
Yeah.
he'll do that. The Keldon goes to 4. And he'll back stations again.
Okay.
And then Ducat. Also hovering forward. Wishing he had some weapon range. We'll shift that. Let's have a look. We'll go first action, battle stations, and then you've got some really high level guy on the commercial setting.
Yeah.
Let's try and Garma Dread that guy.
Okay, so that is Picard on the Prometheus. So that's what, 3 dice and I have to roll?
2. Roll 2 defense dice on any battle stations is fine. Yeah,
he's alright. Okay. So then the Prometheus does its move, which is a 1 forward. Where is that?
There it is.
Excellent. So that pushes it to there. Clears its Orcs token. Now, first, just to test this out because the practice game after all. It's not going to work. No way. So he will use Admiral Forest to fly around the other way. And do a battle stations. He will then fire first. I've shot my unit already, so I will target that one. You're probably going to be leaving the board on next turn anyway. So yeah, let's target Wayoon. 5 shots. And how many holes have you got left?
That's a 6-hole ship with 1 shield left. So 7.
So I will also discard my tactical station to give myself 2 more shots. That's not what I wanted. So that is no rerolls of any kind, and 2 hits and a crit.
2 hits and a crit. I'm going to do range 2, I believe. No, range 3.
Yeah,
just about.
So you got your 2 evade.
So he does it too.
1 evade.
I'll spend the battle stations just so I can put a crit on the hull.
Okay.
Put on the shield rather, so we've got none.
Cool.
Cool.
So then you've got your golden cart.
So the cart will then. He's now only got Picard in his arc.
Yep.
So if I Picard with 5 shots at range 2.
Yep.
He will get free conversion and spend battle stations for 4 hits in total.
4 hits in total on Picard. So that is that Ducat?
That is Picard,
so
yes.
1 evade. Fails to evade. I do have a battle station token, however, so I will spend that to turn it into 3 hits, losing myself 3 shields.
Does that Hathaway have arc?
Hathaway does not. That is. Well, actually, it might have arc to your. Actually, has arc to the Keldon.
Nice.
I wasn't actually planning on that, but that's helpful. So 4 shots at the Keldon. A crit.
Wiggles.
Cool. So then Wayoon and the Keldon. The Keldon's not in arc for anything. Yeah, that's him.
Yep, so Wayoon.
Yep.
And then it's going to have 5 shots. On Picard now,
Yep.
with 1 free change thanks to the Metaclan.
Oh, nice. So
Boy does well, boy does well.
2 evades, neither evade, so that is 2 shields, giving me 2 hits and a crit. Minor explosion. Is it just 2 hits overall?
2 crits.
2 crit. Oh, a hit and 2 crits.
Yep.
Minor explosion, munitions failure. So choose one of my weapon upgrades and turn it face down. I don't have any left. Minor explosion could kill me. So if this is a hit, the Prometheus is dead, and Prometheus is gone. I'll put another card down there just to show that. Well, I always forget how hard hitting the Dominion can be. I suppose it's less about the number of dice they roll, more about the quality they tend to roll.
Yeah, they're
It's
accurate.
It's like the Borg will hit you with 10 dice, and they won't really have any modifiers, whereas the Dominion will hit you with 5 and they'll all hit. It's I don't know which one I prefer, really. However, we move on to the next turn. I've only got the Hathaway left. Okay, so
Halfway moves first.
it does. It is doing a 1 forward. Top of that, giving it a battle stations and an evade, and putting that back. So, cool. Hopefully that should be you moving off the table.
Possibly. I've only
Yeah,
got to touch it, haven't I?
Yeah.
So that goes there. The points. I mean, I don't get the points if I wipe you out without taking off the pitch, do I? So flip.
Oh, no, you do.
You do as well.
I think once there's nothing on the board, we then count up who's won. So those 2 can't be destroyed.
Oh, well, you get plus 10 points for the OP, though, don't you?
Yeah.
So I just move these at the same time because they're both moving in the same kind of way. Give chase to Hathaway.
Cool. So they're both take an Orcs token, and then at this point I will use the warp jump to remove it from the table, along with both of its tokens, and land it back on the table, but not anywhere within 3 of that.
Yep.
Which hopefully is going to be there.
Ooh.
To try and save myself the points next turn. So then, yeah, that's the end of this round. I will move the camera again quickly. Yeah, hasn't really got a good view to everything. Probably a bit better. Okay, so nice and simple. Next round. Yeah.
Yep.
Your 2 movements.
Well, you get to move first, so.
I do. It's going to end the game.
Yeah. I'll let you come round.
Okay, so this is just doing a 1 forward, which will land it on the anomaly, sending it off the board. And then whatever your 2 moves are, I'm not sure.
If we do, I'm just going to play 9 left. So he goes first. And then he goes second. There's nobody left.
That is it. So you win the game. You would have scored the points for the Prometheus and Lakota. And I would have only got the 10 points overall. You also would have got the 10 points for getting your ship off the table. Unfortunately, my plan went totally wrong. The initial idea for it was to have essentially, where are they? The shuttle would start roughly here, dock to the Prometheus. The Prometheus would then do this is where I got it completely wrong in the previous turn. Not only had I deployed my 2 ships wrong so that they were completely in the way, they should have been where I originally put them to send them forward like that. The Prometheus would have then gone 2 forward, clearing its orcs. 2 forward again because of the Prometheus's ability, followed by, in the next turn, still visible, it then would have done a 6 forward, followed by a 2 forward because of its ability. Then the turn after that, deploy the shuttle, send that off the board. It then takes an Orcs token, but that would have been cleared by doing a. I've done that a bit wrong again. Maybe we would have done a 1 forward instead, so let's move it back 1. There was a very good plan, but this is.
The practices now.
Exactly. So then it would have done that, then used Admiral Forrest's ability to turn round
Handbrake turn
1, at which point your ship would have been about there. And as much as a Keldon, they're never going to be a super tough ship to take on anyway. It's already damaged, and it's a Keldon. There's not much chance it's going to take on a fully functional Prometheus at that point. But obviously, I played it so wrong at the beginning of the game that I couldn't get there in time. Not only that, you're rolling, and the fact that you just came right up in my face, which I kind of wasn't expecting.
The Minion aren't subtle.
They are not.
They are.
So I lost the Lakota immediately, and the Hathaway was off the board, not really doing much because the moment it got anywhere near one of your ships, it was going to die. So yeah, you played that really well. Well done. And maybe you should think about coming tomorrow. Really good.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, that is it for this one. Please like and subscribe and maybe leave a comment. Seems to be these ones are the only ones we get comments on. Our channel is so sporadic in what we actually do. Even I don't really know what it's for. But yeah, thanks for watching if you got all the way through it, and hopefully it's